Let's talk about interest rates. Up or down? Stick around and watch. This is Kasama Lee, your community realtor. I had the opportunity to attend a meeting where Dr. Lawrence Yun, do you know who he is? He is the chief economist of National Association of Realtors, the entire country of the Association of Realtors. And he actually came out to our chapter at Solano Association of Realtors and talked about his forecast. He's a chief economist, so the forecast of what's to come with interest rates and the housing market. So you want to stick around, and by the end of this video, listen, you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. I've got my amateur version iPhone video clips of what he was saying. I was in the front row, so you could actually hear it from him. I also have a PDF of the PowerPoint slides that he was sharing. So if you're interested in that, just email me at kasama@kasamasales.com and just put on the subject line NAR slides, and I will be more than happy to send it to you. But by the end of this video, I feel like I came away with a more clear understanding of what is happening in the economy and what we can predict. So with that, I want to make sure that you get to hear it until the end, and you're going to love my little video clips that I took of him while he was speaking. By the way, if you enjoy this type of exciting content of the housing market and real estate, you want to hit subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss any more future videos, and it helps build our subscription and our channel so that we can serve more people like you. Thank you so much for your support. All right, so on September the 24th, Dr. Lawrence Yun came out to our Solano Association of Realtors in Vallejo and really spent a good hour just letting us know about what his forecast and what is going on right now and what has been going on. So the first video clip you're going to see is him talking about so we just had a rate cut. I don't know if you know that, but we just had a rate cut. And his prediction is that there's going to be one or two more coming before the end of the year. Okay, we're in October. It's only October, by the time of this video, it's October 2nd, 2025. He thinks there's going to be one more rate cut, possibly two, by the end of this year. So take a watch.
This year. Already done one, two more before the year finishes. Just 1 month ago, people were saying it will be two rate cuts. So the blue is 1 month ago assessment. So people have changed their opinion, changed their betting market to say there will be three rate cuts this year. And if you were to play out over to 2026, I think it's going to be more. So cumulatively, in my view, it's going to be more like 6 rate cuts.
Now, the next part is he talks about how the inflation, the rate of inflation, is what has kept the interest rates high, because the inflation, the ideal inflation rate needs to be at around 2% before Federal Reserve feels like, the interest rates could just be calmer at a lower point. We're not quite there. We're not at 2% yet, but the Feds are starting to reduce the interest rate because they need to incentivize the housing market, you see, because a lot of buyers just have been sitting on the fence waiting for the rates to come down. So there's been a sluggishness, especially this year in 2025, of the housing market. A lot of sellers have taken their homes off the market, and there was a video that I did on that a couple of videos ago, so you might want to search for that sellers are just not feeling confident about putting their homes on the market. And there have been, price reductions and so on and so forth, depending on which city you're looking at. But there's a lot of that going on. So it's not been a healthy real estate market because there isn't a balance between supply and demand, because the demand, being the buyers, are just sort of, proceeding cautiously because of the interest rate. Now, having said all of that, here's a clip that Dr. Yun is going to talk about how, the The inflation is not quite there, but the Federal Reserve is starting to execute on the interest rate cut regardless, because it's closer to, but it's not quite. So take a watch.
Federal Reserve has second mission. First mission is to make sure dollar is a dollar. Second mission is help fix the economy, and essentially to make sure the job market is strong. And what has changed is that even though inflation is not under control, job market is showing weakness. And now they're focusing their attention away from this chart and towards the job market, and they're saying, look, job market is weakening, we need to strengthen it, and therefore we need to cut interest rate. And so that's why the Federal Reserve cut interest rate.
All right. Now, there is a part where he talks about what the Federal Reserve's role is in the economy. And one of the Federal Reserve's role is to make sure that they keep the economy healthy by seeing employment, the rate of employment, right? People are being employed, but also to watch where the new job availability, employment openings are being added, okay? So in this slide, he's going to talk about how, and you can see the graph that he's going to talk about of the rate of the job ads, the additions of new jobs of recently. It's not where it needs to be, but it's going up in the right direction, but not quite at the rate where the Fed feels like it's a healthy economy yet. So take a watch of this.
Here it is, monthly job addition. So not the total jobs, but how many jobs are we adding each month? And it's showing that the job addition each month is much lower than before. Now, part of this weaker job addition is due to the fact that Elon Musk went to Washington.
Now, this clip is pretty powerful. He talks about how his forecast is that in the next 12 to 18 months, there should be a series of interest rate cuts coming on, which is pretty exciting because that's what we want to hear, right? People like you and me I'm a real estate agent, so I would really like to see that. Below this video, if you're receiving my newsletter, you will see the interest rate trends right below it, and you can see that the trends have been going in the right direction, which is down, okay? And if you have not been subscribing to my newsletter, you should be, okay? And there's a link right in the description of the video that you can actually subscribe to my weekly newsletter so that you can be informed of what's going on. It's short and sweet. I write it myself. I don't hire a company to do it. It's just something that I do to really keep informing the consumers of what's going on in the market, not just in our local area, but sometimes it's nationally, like this particular video as well. So with that, let's take a watch at this video clip.
Two more times later on this part, but I think if you look at the long-term horizon over the next 12 months, next 18 months, you are looking at about 6 rounds of rate cut, and that would just get us back to normalization. So essentially we are trying to move away from high interest rate environment to more normal interest rate environment.
And last but not least, don't miss these bonus clips where he talks about the tremendous benefit of home ownership. Numbers don't lie. Check out the stats. Enjoy.
Build wealth over time. You don't own wealth, you don't own real estate, it's going to be very, very difficult. Next year's NAR president is from the Oakland region. His name is Kevin Brown. And he will tell the story. When his grandparents wanted to buy properties, or was it his parents? I forget, his parents or grandparents in the Oakland region. They said you cannot buy property because there's a covenant to say that this property cannot be sold to African American. Spend their wills, they're not making any progress, homeowners build wealth, but at least now you have a solid data to share with any potential clients about it. When did they buy home? Maybe in 1990, maybe in 1998, maybe 2007, we don't know. But you have to own a property to be in the blue, especially as long as you stay within the budget. One can always refinance later.
So there you have it. You heard it from the source. The National Association of Realtors Chief Economist, Dr. Lawrence Yun. We even got to take a picture with him. Anyway, Again, if you want to get the slides of what he was sharing, it's pretty powerful. And you know what? Numbers speak for themselves. We could be speculating, thinking, and assuming and listening to different sources. I would rather hear it from the source of people who are really close to what is happening in the housing market. So if you would like the slides, again, email me, Kasama at kasamacells.com, subject line NAR slides, and I will be happy to send them over to you. Thanks for joining me today.